When you reach the apex of esports competition, it is often the finest of margins that will determine how high you soar. You can spend countless hours preparing, planning, and drilling to execute perfection, but it can all fall apart cruelly in an instant.
The back end of that ultimate. Faker now steps forward. Faker now gets taken out. Faker, no! Faker is dead! What was that?
And while players are obviously engaged in combat with each other, it's often their own internal struggles that decide their fates. When faced with the prospect of devastating defeat, do they succumb to the external pressure? Or are they able to calm their nerves and rise to the occasion?
The sound is there, the spray is too, he's got a second AK, and he hits Beard off the bomb! They have to run him down, Simple's posted twist, you've got no hope! No! No way! Magic from Van Delkin!
Whether it's individual or team-based, esports is and always will be a game of mental warfare, a grappling match within one's self that unfolds for all to see, a battle between logic and emotion that rages within all competitors, for better or for worse.
And Simple sitting no! Disaster! An absolute disaster!
But when it comes to perilously navigating that internal conflict, few competitors have historically struggled more than Jason Mew2King Zimmerman, an OG Smash savant whose career has been defined by two things: his monstrous melee mastery.
This is why he's king. This is what he's king!
Mewtwo-King. That quick 0 to death. Wow.
And his reputation for tilting off the face of the earth.
And Mewtwo-King gives up game one.
Are we real right now, Mewtwo-King?
Obliteration.
In grand finals?
So how is it that someone who's been lovingly labeled the robot developed a reputation as his scene's most emotionally erratic player? How did this oxymoronic internal conflict become both his greatest strength and weakness? And why is it that despite not having won a significant tournament in years, Mewtwo-King remains more relevant to Smash now than maybe ever?
Ah! Ah! He's getting a hump right now. We have the free pop off.
Okay, so before we dive into M2K, I'm gonna ask that you please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Also, be sure to check out our new Twitch offerings over at twitch.tv/theScore esports. Liz and I are going live all the time, and we're always looking for more company. Alright, so if you are even remotely familiar with Smash's competitive scene, you know about Mewtwo-King. And if you don't, I guarantee that you've at least seen this incredible picture of him in your online travels. On top of being an anime-loving, party game-playing machine, Mewtwo-King is also a bit of a numbers guy.
751058209749230716406286286289886. That's 82 decimals. If you don't sub, I'm gonna ban you.
And while M2K might hold status as a divinely skilled gamer, he has shown that he's more than capable of committing some very mortal blunders.
No! No!
Although his status as one of Melee's 5 gods was solidified by his spicy Marth play, the truth is M2K's known for dishing out the heat better than he can take it.
Oh Lord.
But we're not here today to laugh at Mewtwo-King's peculiar tastes or his history of giving terrible handshakes. No, we're going to explore how he became one of Smash's most influential personalities. And to do that, we need to go back all the way to the early 2000s. Now, from a very young age, it was obvious that Mewtwo-King was something of a gifted gamer, but he didn't actually enjoy immediate success when it came to competitive Melee. Although, in his defense, before he started attending actual events, he never actually played against a real person.
I kind of started like 3 years late, basically. later than some of the old pros have. I did win some tournaments in 2005, and I became much better throughout the year as I got more experience and practice.
From the outside looking in, Mewtwo2King appeared to be your typical Smash competitor, obsessed with the game and, at times, a bit socially oblivious.
I was gonna get first, and
Can I put my silver melee controller?
Dude, we're interviewing someone.
Do you think you can make a quick announcement before?
I need you to go somewhere else.
No, my controller's gone! I need to find it!
But back then, what people may have perceived as typical teenage awkwardness was more than that. Because for much of his life, Mewtwo2King has been grappling with Asperger's, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and ADHD.
So you would say in general, even though you have had it your whole life, you know, you've made it work, you sort of embraced it, which I like about you, I appreciate about you.
It's an advantage in terms of practicing and just focusing on things, and sometimes it could be, as I said, disadvantage before noise-canceling headphones, but that's, again, that doesn't matter anymore.
Now, despite the obvious challenges that M2K's conditions presented to him, they actually proved to be something of an asset when shaping him as a competitor. In fact, they likely contributed to his laser-like focus and determination to just know everything about Melee. So before he'd even entered his first tournament, he equipped himself with an unmatched, almost subatomic understanding of every character's frame data and their strengths and weaknesses in specific matchups. By 2007, Mewtwo2King had accrued significantly more tournament experience, and once he paired that with his profound game knowledge, he became almost unstoppable.
Oh, you have to be careful against a play like Mewtwo2King.
Himself. His himself. History of himself. Eliminated again.
Wow!
Does it?
Oh, man. Oh, and Mewtwo2King takes it!
He has finally done it!
Destruction!
He has never been able to beat Armada, but mark your calendars, June 1st, 2014.
Mewtwo2King was a trickster. It's over.
That's it.
It's over.
Dunzo.
It's over. Mewtwo2King 3-0. Breezes by Leffen, just like he breezed by Mango.
Is he gonna roll behind? Yeah. Mewtwo2King reads it.
No.
The1 reads it.
So much pressure.
DN 6-0. Mewtwo2King is back.
This is a nail biter.
Oh.
Mewtwo2King.
He's on the ground. Okay.
Nice wave dash on his shield. That is
Mewtwo2King. He moves on. Good job, Jason Zimmerman from Cinnaminson, New Jersey.
From 2007 to 2015, Mewtwo2King was one of Smash's most prolific and highest ranked players in both Melee and Brawl. He might not have had the improvisational, artistic style that earned Mango his legions of followers, but his borderline scientific approach and overall quirkiness made him an equally beloved figure in the scene. Fans respected his calculated, theory-led style so much that they began referring to him as the robot.
Mewtwo2King, I wasn't really sure if he would be upset by me calling him a robot, so I just called his episode Frame by Frame at that point.
Now, on the surface, this nickname was aptly chosen. The problem is that it wasn't entirely accurate. You see, while Mewtwo2King had developed a reputation as a cerebral Melee mastermind, as it turns out, his fatal flaw was that he proved to be, at times, overly emotional.
He should have just forwarded him.
What is this?
Okay.
What even is happening?
Mewtwo2King just giving him the stop. Yeah, Mewtwo2King looking like he doesn't really care about winning.
No, he really does not care. No. And the rest.
Yeah.
I'd not be surprised if he just side these off. Yeah, there we go.
Bet your dollar he just side these off.
I always thought that was a little contradictory because they call him the robot because on one hand, like, that metaphor fails because he's so human, right? Because he feels and wears his emotions on his sleeve so much.
That's it. Yep. Mewtwo2King, he looks like he's about to cry, dude.
Now, obviously, anyone that's ever competed in anything has, at some point, felt the sting of defeat. But for M2K, the losses seemed to hold a deeper meaning. Perhaps it was because he invested so much of himself into knowing exactly what to do in every given situation. So when things didn't go exactly as he planned, he took it as a personal failure.
Sometimes I wonder, like, who or what he's kind of mad at, you know? Is he mad at himself?
He looks exhausted. Mewtwo looks exhausted. I feel like that was not only a sigh of, like, mental, you know, give upness, but also just like, oh my god, I've been here so long and everything hurts.
Mewtwo-King, in essence, was his own worst enemy. He had all the potential to be the best player in the world, but as soon as any doubt began to creep into his head, he was prone to collapsing like a house of cards. Some personalities in the scene questioned whether he had it in him anymore, while others criticized his choice to split his attention between Melee and the subsequent iterations of the franchise, where he was also falling short of his own lofty standards. Making matters worse was the fact that years of warring on land started to take a toll on M2K's body, only adding to the doubts he was having about his competitive future.
I know how good he is. I do know his flaws, but he has so many strengths that he could use to his advantage. But it makes me sad that regardless of how many things he has in his favor, he has to be obsessed about the one thing that might be not good right now.
Now, here's the thing though. In spite of all the challenges he faced, Mewtwo-King was still an elite level competitor who routinely finished top 8 at events he attended. The biggest knock against him was that he hadn't won a super major since 2007. And the last tournament he won with at least 3 gods in attendance was in 2016, although his path somehow never crossed Mango or Hungrybox the entire bracket. But Mewtwo-King had the chance to put that unfortunate skid to an end in early 2018 at Smash Summit 6, where all of Melee's top active players would be present. The stage was set for Mewtwo-King to answer his critics. And did he ever?
Oh, big jab.
He was looking.
Down tilt, forward
That's it.
And that's
3-1. Mewtwo-King out game plans Armada.
Oh, this.
Oh, what a tipper! This guy.
He didn't waste no time. 11 us for the platform.
Oh, wow, that's a big back air.
Oh, no, that's it.
Mewtwo-King takes it 3-1.
Okay, he doesn't get anything off of it.
Oh, and Mewtwo-King.
There it is.
Wow.
The edge of the platform, you're going to end up getting knocked out, but Mewtwo-King has found an answer every single time.
Oh, no jump.
Dunked it really well.
M2K is looking like he's ready to do it, man.
Let's see if Mewtwo-King can keep it together.
Yeah.
I think that's what decides this. Oh, right.
All right, got some decent damage.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, is that it? That is it. Mewtwo-King wins. That's it. He won. Look at it.
He actually can't believe it.
He can't believe it. He said I won. Mewtwo-King. Oh my god.
Wow.
This is the best pop-up I've ever seen.
The best pop-up.
That's the best pop-up. He doesn't even believe it.
Although even Mewtwo-King was clearly blown away by his monumental triumph at Smash Summit 6, at the time, fans couldn't have known that it would be his last major win. After 2018, it became clear that his motivation to compete in singles had all but gone. In the years since, he's entered fewer and fewer tournaments in both Melee and Ultimate, a far cry from his days as esports' most active competitor. But for someone who'd practically dedicated their entire life to Smash, he simply couldn't walk away from it altogether. So instead of choosing to battle it out with the rising crop of up-and-coming talent, he decided instead to bestow his knowledge upon them as a coach.
This is just basic Sonic stuff, not Ken specifically, but Ken really spams the side B and neutral. He doesn't play a ground game much. Like, he doesn't do a lot of running shield or running ground moves. He mainly just relies on the side B. So he just makes up the 50-50 of starting side B and then doing shield, or starting side B and then moving into them.
To have somebody mentor you who's been around for, at this point, Mewtwo-King's been competing 17 years or something. So that kind of experience in your corner definitely helps.
Now, obviously, there is no denying that over his decades-long competitive career, Mewtwo-King has contributed so much to Smash. But The truth is that the games have given him just as much in return. He appeared on the scene as a quiet, lonely kid from a small town in New Jersey. But by attending countless events, he formed friendships that not only helped him to feel like an important part of a larger community, but also more comfortable in his own skin. Of course, Mewtwo2King still retains his signature charming awkwardness, and he likely always will. But today, he's confident enough in who he has become that he's now willing to share more of his personality with people than ever before.
Want some scrambled eggs? How do you like your eggs? How do you like your eggs?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Jason started showing up. Wait, does that happen with girls?
What? Oh, what the heck? What? What?
And if watching him goofing around on stream or breaking down Smash with his friends isn't enough M2K for you, he's also been working on an autobiography in the background.
I don't know when the final product's going to be released. I don't really know. I do hope that people would consider supporting it when it comes out.
It's been 84 years.
It's not entirely clear what the future will bring for Smash's royal robot. For now, he seems happy creating content and engaging in every possible discussion there is surrounding the franchise. And while his fans might hang on to the hope that one day the king will once again return for his crown, the truth is, he doesn't feel like he needs to.
I don't really have any immediate plans. And also, I'm not really concerned with that because I've already proved myself for so many years.
At the end of the day, Mewtwo2King's journey serves as a reminder that the relationships between esports competitors and their games can be beneficial in more than a financial way. Through his incredible highs and heartbreaking lows, he's become a fixture in a community that he continues to help shape. A scene that didn't just accept him for being who he is, but celebrated him for it.
I just really love the way that him and the community kind of grew together, and now he's in this position where he's helping out everyone else.
M2K is living, breathing proof that you can have a successful career in esports without being forced to choose between logic and emotion. That in the quest for gaming immortality, sometimes showing your humanity is what can truly turn you into a god.
M2K is playing with fire right now. Oh my God, is that it? Mewtwo2King! Jason Zimmerman has beaten H-Box! Has taken out the #1 player in the world! Mewtwo2King! What is happening? This is the comeback story that we all wanted to see, chillin'! Mewtwo2King! He does it!
You know, it's funny, my opinion on Smash has changed a lot over the years. I was watching EVO this past weekend with the co-stream. I was thinking to myself, like, we need Melee back in EVO. Like, we really do. I was watching Mango's Big House run, coincidentally, like 2 weeks ago again. I was watching him do the run, and that final against Zane, I don't know, man, there's something about the way that Smash players love Melee that is, like, really special. I miss Melee. Like, I miss it.